We've got men's soccer, and women's volleyball to cover today, and that's about it. What am I going to do with all this extra time? We'll figure it out here on this week's episode of Mick on the Mic. So we'll start off with men's soccer for no other reason than because we can. On Thursday, October 4th, the Redhawks took on St. Thomas Aquinas. Going into the game, the Spartans had a much more favorable record. But a late second-half goal would turn out to be all the difference in Thursday's East Coast Conference men's soccer matchup as the Redhawks fell to St. Thomas Aquinas 1-0. The lone goal of the game was scored in the 76th minute by Federico Scaglione following a free kick 25 yards out by the Spartans. Scaglione was on the receiving end of a headed down ball on the near side of the net where he tapped the shot in before Redhawks goalie Ben Hastings could have a chance to make the save. Hastings played the full 90 minutes in net, making 4 saves along the way. Stat goalkeeper Jack Nicholson had to make just 1 save in goal for the game. That Saturday, the men returned to the field, trying to put the Spartans' game behind them. They traveled to Queens, New York to take on Molloy College. The Queens College Knights got on the board early in the second half after an attacker found the perfect opportunity to get a chip shot over the Roberts goalkeeper's head. Queens would seal up their victory late in the second half after the Roberts goalkeeper misplayed a ball that would eventually be tapped in by another Knight to make the final score 2-0. The women started off their run of playing 3 games in 6 days by facing off against St. Thomas Aquinas as well on the road. The Spartans kicked things off right away in this ECC contest after scoring in the 7th minute. The goal was scored by Stack midfielder Mackenzie Moreau. She found the back of the net after coming up with her own rebound, dodging a Roberts defender and placing the ball in the lower corner. It would be the only goal scored by either team for the game, giving the Spartans the 1-0 victory and the shutout. On October 6th, they found themselves in Flushing, New York, playing Queens College on their home turf. The Redhawks opened up the scoring in the second half when a hard foul inside the box allowed the Redhawks a penalty kick opportunity in the 57th minute. Junior midfielder Israela Grove's attempt would be successful, making the score 1-0 in this. And then, in the 62nd minute, the Redhawks would score the final goal of the game when the Queens goalkeeper misplaced a free kick by Groves. This allowed junior Taylor Rutland to knock the ball in for the goal. Final score, Redhawks 2, Knights 0. Then onward south they went to West Virginia to take on Salem University. Both teams traded possession back and forth for most of the first half until the 37th minute as Salem got on the board to make the score 1-0. The goal, scored by Salem attacker Aaliyah Armijo, was received after a cross into the 18-yard box where Armijo was able to place the ball in the back of the net. The second half saw 2 more goals scored by the Tigers. In the 66th minute, a Salem attacker went one-on-one with the Redhawks goalkeeper after a pass from Salem's Sophia Wortman sneaking a shot in goal. The Tigers would seal up their victory with a goal in the 88th minute as the Tiger attacker was fed a through ball with an open net and managed to place the ball in. Unfortunately, the Redhawks would not be able to find the back of the net at all in the game. Now, on over in the world of volleyball. The women took on Mercy College on their home court on October 5th. The offense was quickly rolling for both teams in the Voller Athletic Center as each team had 3 players in double digits for kills. The Redhawks were led by Rachel Holmes, who finished with a game-high 23 kills. Holmes was joined by Christina Button and Anastasia Smith, who had 14 and 13 kills respectively. The Mavericks offense was propelled by Caitlin Partridge, 20 kills. After falling behind 1-0 following the first set, the Redhawks stormed back in the next 2 sets to go ahead of Mercy 2-1. Roberts seemed to be hitting on all cylinders in the third set when the team built a 12-3 lead on the Mavericks. But the visitors didn't back down and came within 2 points of the Redhawks at 24-22. Redhawks went on to win the set, but momentum began to favor the visitors. The fourth set was back and forth, with the largest lead being 4 points by the visitors, but Mercy was able to pull together a 25-23 win. The Mavericks dominated the fifth set, taking a commanding 10-3 lead and cruised on to a 15-7 win and picked up their sixth win of the season. The next day, the women took on the Bridgeport Purple Knights. Roberts got off to a good start against Bridgeport with a 25-27 victory in the first set. Holmes had 5 kills in the set, with Christina Button and Anastasia Smith adding 2 kills. Bridgeport came out aggressively in the second set and jumped out to a 10-4 lead. They would go on to win the set 25-10. The Purple Knights kept up the pressure in the third and fourth set, putting the Redhawks in deficits early on each time. Bridgeport took the third set and fourth set by the same score of 25-20 and would end up taking the match 3-1. Next week, I'll be joined by a fellow Redhawk student, Miss Kyla Winnell, who will be helping me deliver the weekly recap. So if you, by some chance, would like to try your hand at being a sports anchor reporter for a day, or more like for an hour actually, let me know. We can get you in here and we can try it out. Why not? See you next week on Mick on the Mic.